Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Mama Magic Wintastic, and welcome to episode number 5 of the Mindcrank, where we pit players against themselves in a battle of wits to see how much knowledge about useless and silly magic trivia they know. The rules are simple. We start each player with a deck of 30 cards, akin to what you may call points. They will try to protect their deck by answering questions to prevent getting milled or losing points. At the end, we'll see how well they protected their deck and see how many cards or points they have remaining. At the end, we'll place them on our leaderboard to determine who will reign supreme at the top of the Mindcrank. Feel free to play along at home and see how well you do. And now, to introduce today's guest, Ryan Greene from Commander Social. Welcome to the show, Ryan, and thank you for being here today. How are you doing?
No, thank you for having me. I'm doing fantastic.
It's my pleasure.
All right, I just counted out a stack of cards so that I have them that I can mill myself here as well.
That's great, because sometimes I'm bad at keeping score. No. To episode number 1. Oops. Well, tell me a little bit about Commander Social, how you got involved with it.
Sure. All right. Well, Commander Social is a family-friendly podcast that I run with my friend Zach Taylor. We're a duo. And
hi, Zach.
Yeah. Hi, Zach. If you're watching this, it's a fun show. We've been doing it for a while, and we've got a nice little community. And I started it because a long time ago I was listening to a bunch of Magic podcasts, and I was like, man, nobody has been playing the game for as long as I have. Like, all the podcasts I was listening to, like, they started like 5, 6, 8 years ago, and I was like, I started playing in 1994, right? And so I wanted to bring like this perspective of, like, I don't know, the old person or whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, I was like, I know Magic. I love Magic. That's why I'm listening to podcasts, and it just was a way to create something, and it's been a fun ride.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so glad that you do your podcast. It's a wonderful podcast, and you do some really interesting topics. But what you don't do is game shows. Do you think you're up for it?
Oh, I'm up for it, because even if I don't do well, I'll still have fun.
That's all it's about. That's all it's about. Well, we have 6 games lined up today, so let's hop right into the games. We're going to start with Did I Say That? Now, some cards have multiple printings with different flavor texts, and I'm going to read you 6 different texts from them. It's going to be your job to determine whether they are actual flavor texts or ones that I have made up. Each wrong answer is going to mill you 1 card. Today's card is Memory Lapse. Quick reminder of what Memory Lapse does. Memory Lapse is a blue instant for 1 and a blue with counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, put it on the top of its owner's library instead of into that player's graveyard. Are you ready to begin now?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, flavor text number 1. Oh, I had a conscience once, but alas, I seem to have forgotten where I put it. Chandler.
All right, well, that's an old school legend from like around like the fallen empires, like homelands there. Chandler. I'm gonna say made up.
This one is actually next.
All right.
Oh, gonna have to mill you 1.
Okay.
Yes. Flavor text number 2. A mind is a terrible thing to, quoted by someone. A mind is a terrible thing to, someone.
All right, I'll tell you what, if this isn't actual text, you did a really good job making it up. I'm gonna guess actual text.
I did make this one up.
All right, okay. Off to a 2-card mill.
It's fine. Everyone fails their first jump. Little reference to Matrix.
Oh, nice. All right. Okay.
All right. Flavor text number 3. What a lonely agony. The memory of memories lost. What a lonely agony, the memory of memories lost.
I think I'm gonna try and see if I can get these all wrong. I'm gonna go with made up.
Well, you're doing excellent at getting them all wrong. Let's mill another one. You had this thought. You're like, I think this is real, but I've been wrong before, so I'm going to go the opposite of what I'm thinking.
That's right. And I also thought, I was like, if I just say actual every time, I'm gonna get like half. And like that could be like the smart play, but I can't do it.
Well, I might not have even 3 and 3.
That's true. It's very true.
All right, let's go into flavor text number 4. Wisdom comes with knowledge. Knowledge is only possible with study. There is wisdom in knowing what to study. Take away any one piece, and the mind collapses upon itself. Urtai, Wizard Adept. Wisdom comes with knowledge. Knowledge is only possible with study. There is wisdom in knowing what to study. Take away any one piece, and the mind collapses upon itself. Airtie, Wizard Adept.
All right, I'm gonna go with made up.
I did make that one up.
I got
right.
one. All right, woo.
Well, now we know you won't mill completely. All right, flavor text number 5. What was I saying? Revica, Wizard Savant. What was I saying? Revica, Wizard Savant.
I recognize this. I'm pretty sure that's actual text.
That is actual text. Yes, very good. Very good. And our last flavor text for memory lapse is Eri Far Festa Fistara?
I'm gonna say made up.
No, that's actual text.
All right, okay.
That one is definitely an odd one.
How many printings of memory lapse are there?
There were 4 actual texts, I believe, in this game today. So, I'm trying to remember if I used every flavor text that was available or left any out, but there were at least 4.
Okay, all right. There's a lot of room for flavor text on that card. It's very small text.
Yes. Now, you said you started playing back in 94, right?
That's right.
So that's right when Magic started. And did you start with Alpha, Beta, Unlimited? What did you start with?
I wish I had started with those. The very first starter deck I ever had was from Revised. And at the time that I started playing, I was too young to drive a car, right? So I would save up like the leftovers from my lunch money every week and like get a pack of Revised like from the local comic book store. And yeah, I just fell in love with the game. I collected cards at the beginning. I played it. We played by the rules. We did not know what we were doing.
Those were the days.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Mostly like a bunch of like multiplayer games around the kitchen table, right? Like that's how I started. And yeah, I think I was like 14 or something like that.
Oh, excellent. It's a good time to start. And well, why don't we jump right into our next game, which is my personal favorite. It's Mama's Mashups. I'm going to describe 2 different cards in detail. You'll need to mash the 2 cards into one. For example, if I describe the card for Wilderness Reclamation and Reclamation Sage, you would answer Wilderness Reclamation Sage, as they both share a same word or syllable sound in familiar. In this case, Reclamation, Wilderness Reclamation Sage. You may ask for up to 4 clues by milling a card each. Each of the first 2 clues will give you the card image. Each of the last 2 clues will give you the card name. Answering the final mashup correctly will spare you from milling another card. Let's jump right into it.
This was my favorite game from the first episode, by the way. I thought it was awesome.
Thank you. For mashups number 1, we're going to start with an artifact for 3 colorless. It has sacrifice a creature, add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Our second card is an artifact for 2 colorless, and it says sacrifice a creature. Target player puts a number of cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power from the top of their library into their graveyard. Mash these 2 cards together.
All right. I wasn't sure whether I could like jump in whenever or if you wanted to like read them all for the folks listening. So, but this one is Ashnod's Altar of Dimension for sure.
Ashnod's Altar of Dementia. Perfect. Got that one straight away. It's a commander player. I'm pretty sure you were familiar with those 2.
They are absolutely in decks, both of them for sure.
Oh yeah. Now let's go into mashup number 2. We're gonna go with our first card, which is a sorcery for 3 white, blue, black, red, green. It says, you win the game if you control a land of each basic land type and a creature of each color. Card number 2 is an artifact for 3 colorless. It has untap this artifact during each other player's untap step, and it has an activated ability of tap a player of your choice adds 1 colorless. Smash these 2 cards together.
Okay, all right. I know the multicolor card because it's banned. We're not allowed to play it, and it's something coalition victory is the card, I think. Yep, I think that's the card. I could be wrong. Coalition victory, and then I keep thinking the thing on the right has the word lantern in it. I play that card. I absolutely play the card on the right in a deck. I love being able to give other people mana. Oh man, okay. There's
great way to be social is by sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man.
Well, let me tell you this much. You are correct. It is coalition victory.
Okay, all right.
So hopefully that will help you determine card number 2.
Coalition victory. Is it always left to right, or can it sometimes go right to left?
No, it card number 1 is coalition victory.
Okay. Coalition victory. Oh, okay. Coalition victory chimes.
Coalition victory chimes. You got that one. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Sorry it took so long.
That's okay. Getting the answer and having fun. Now, tell me if you have another format that you enjoy playing aside from Commander. Is Commander your favorite format?
Oh, definitely. 100%. Like, that's actually like years ago when we started the podcast, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm only going to play Commander for the rest of time. Like, I knew then that it was the best format, and I think it's only gotten popular or more popular. Do I have a favorite?
It's the most popular format right now.
Indeed. I think it's such a good format because it allows such personal expression. That's why I like it. So, but favorite format aside from Commander, I love drafting.
Yes, very good. Drafting makes you a better Commander player, I believe, too.
I believe that too. Yes. In fact, actually, I'm pretty sure we did an episode on that one.
Awesome. Now, who is your favorite Commander or deck that you have?
All right, so I have a pet deck that I've had for a very long time, and it's Jai Ballard Task Mage.
Mm-hmm.
And it has essentially evolved into like Chandra Tribal. Although I actually had the deck together back before, like, if you had 2 Chandra Planeswalkers in play, like, you'd have to discard one because they're like legendary Planeswalker Chandra. But they changed the rule a few years ago. So I've had the deck together for that long, and it's like mostly an art themed deck. It's like it's just like ladies with fire, and I just think it's pretty cool, and it's actually a really good deck. And I've had it together. I think it's the deck I've had together the longest. So I guess it's like a deck that I'm known for. Maybe I don't know if that's a good enough answer, but yeah.
Oh, that's fine. It sounds like an interesting deck. Sounds like an interesting deck, and I'm sure it's evolved a lot since the rules change.
Mhm.
All right, let's jump right into game number 3. Background checks. Now, sometimes we just don't pay attention to all the details in the artwork of cards. Let's see how well you can remember what's going on in the background of selected card arts. I'm going to tell you a card name and give you 3 possible art descriptions. You just need to tell me which is the true description. Each wrong answer will mill you 1 card. We're going to start with the card Rapid Fire from Legends. Is the actual artwork from Rapid Fire A cartoony looking image of a fire elemental creature riding a unicorn while another fire elemental is chasing a unicorn? Is it B, a cartoony looking image of a buff gladiator striking the shield of a Viking with the sword? Or is it C, a cartoony looking image of a goblin holding a crossbow while another angry goblin while another angry looking goblin has a crossbow bolt in its butt?
All right. Okay. I know for certain my children would pick C because it has the word butt in it and they just think it's hilarious. But if I'm thinking of the right card, I believe the correct answer is B.
A cartoony looking image of a buff gladiator striking a shield of a Viking with a sword?
Mhm.
You are correct.
Woo.
Something about this artwork I just always found amusing.
Yeah. I think it's great. I mean, they were all cartoony, so like that was definitely a good call. Like I remember it being cartoony.
I miss this type of artwork. I miss this artwork. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I always kind of thought the guy with the sword, his name should be Nips. But
Okay.
we'll leave it at that. All right, let's go on to Lure from Ice Age. Lure from Ice Age. Is the actual artwork A, a goblin wearing a pirate hat, screaming out in agony with its hands stuck inside a closed treasure chest? Is it B, a goblin wearing a fedora, being pulled by a fishing lure stuck in its mouth? Or is it C, a goblin wearing a propeller hat with a fake cigar that had exploded in its mouth?
Ooh, all right. So, background. I in the beginning I chose one color to collect every card of, and it was green. I was trying to pick between green and blue. I wish I could go back in time and pick blue because then I'd have like Time Twister and all that. But I think this one's B. I can see the picture in my head of the mouth being pulled. I think it's B.
You are correct. You are correct. Doing really well. I love this. Love this one.
Oh yeah, Phil Foglio. Oh, like awesome stuff. I actually have a Eureka playmat when they did the Kickstarter from this. Yeah.
Very interesting. Interesting. All right. I didn't know he made that art. All right, let's jump into game number 4. This is limerick time. I'm going to read you a magic-related limerick. Just complete the limerick to win. Each wrong answer will mill you 2 cards. And just a reminder, a limerick goes A-A-B-B-A in terms of rhyming scheme.
A-A-B-B-A. All right. I'm thinking of the Konami code now for some reason. All right. Okay. A-A-B-B-A. I'll try it.
In
I'll
terms
see
of
what I can
rhyming
do.
scheme.
Okay.
All right. Limerick number 1. They cannot copy when all alone. This creature is now set in stone. Blinking can reset to a bigger threat. Sakashima is the greatest
Clone?
clone. Very good. Very good. Sakashima is the greatest clone. Let's go right into limerick number 2. My attacker will not linger when blocker lays not a finger. Take off your disguise. Reveal a surprise. Turns out it's really a... I think I got you a little stumped here.
Yep, a little bit.
My attacker will not linger When blocker lays not a finger, take off your disguise. Reveal a surprise. Turns out, it's really a
Ninja?
ninja!
Okay, all right. I was like, what rhymes with linger? And then I was like, morph? Nope, that's not it.
Yes. Well, if you don't block it, it will take off its disguise and reveal it's actually a ninja.
All right, I like it. Okay.
Nicely done. 2 games, few games all correct in a row. You're on a roll.
I am not doing what I set out to do at the beginning. It's not working.
Oh, sometimes what happens at the beginning doesn't amount to the end. Well, speaking of things that are interesting, tell us a little something interesting about you that we might not know about.
All right. Okay. So, when I was in college, I went to the University of Texas in Austin. I was in the UT Austin juggling club.
Wow. What's the craziest thing you've ever juggled?
I have tried to juggle torches. You have to be careful. We'll say that. Yeah.
Juggling's not an easy thing, but what's the most you've ever juggled?
I can only do 3.
3?
I did also try to learn how to ride a unicycle, so like that was kind of all part of that whole experience.
That is awesome. That's awesome. That's an interesting talent. That, well, maybe one day you'll get back into it, and you'll be able to do that unicycle while juggling.
I always wanted to. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that time may have passed me by, but we'll see.
It's never too late. All right, we've got 2 more games up, and we're going to jump right into game number 5, called More or Less. Simply tell me if the item is more or less than the previous item in the list. Don't worry, I'm going to reveal the full order at the end. Each wrong answer will mill 1. Today's topic is number of cards in the creature type, based on a gatherer search up through Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So our starting point is going to be Goblin. You'll need to let me know if the next creature I say is going to have more or less cards than the number of goblins that have been printed. Elemental. Are there more or less elementals that have been printed than goblins?
Oh, all right. Well, this one's kind of tough because there's a whole bunch of different types of elementals, right? Like, I'm gonna say less.
Oh, actually, there are more elementals than there are goblins. Gonna have to mill you 1 there.
Okay.
How about zombie? Are there more or less zombies than there are elementals?
Huh. Okay. So I would have thought goblins even had more than zombies. This is so tough. All right. Let's see. I think more.
More.
Oh, all right.
Yes, excellent. There are more zombies than elementals. How about elf? Are there more or less elves than zombies?
Ooh. All right. Okay. This is tricky. Oh man. I'm gonna go with less.
Excellent deduction. There are less elves than zombies. And there are even a few zombie elves.
Oh, indeed.
All right. Our next creature type is spirit. Are there more or less spirits than elves?
I'm gonna guess less.
No, actually, there are more. I'm gonna have to mill you 1 there. There are more. And our last creature type are beasts. Are there more or less beasts than spirits?
Ooh. All right. I mean, beasts have their own land. They've got contested cliffs, right? I'm gonna say more.
Less. There are less. The actual numbers are that there are 409 goblins, 512 elementals, 546 zombies, 471 elves, 607
Ooh.
spirits as the most, and beast was 452. Believe it or not, goblins had the least, and spirits
Wow.
had the most.
Wow.
In this set. But still, they are among the top ranking creature types. There are some creature types that only have 1 or 2, and some creature types that have 0 because they haven't been made yet.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna see Raccoon coming out in the next new Capenna set. I think Mark Rosewater teased that.
Yes. All right. Now we're gonna play a game called Who's That Tokemon?
All right, I'm here for it.
Upon Tokenmon. All right. Now that we know of the number of cards of a creature type, let's look at some cards that create tokens of those creature types. I'm going to tell you a card name with its color and type. You just need to tell me which type of token it creates from the 3 creature types provided. Each wrong answer will mill 1 card. And this is our last game for the night. So our first card is Midsummer Reveal. You might know this because it is a green enchantment. Now, does this card create beast, elemental, or elf tokens? Beast, elemental, or elf tokens?
Oh, you are so good at making these questions.
Well, thank you.
I'm gonna guess elf.
It actually did create a beast token. I'm gonna have to mill you 1. You've been keeping track?
I have been, yeah.
All right. Good. We'll have you double check me. The Midsummer Reveal created beast tokens. It was an enchantment that you could put a verse counter on it at the beginning of your upkeep, and then you could sacrifice it to create a number of 3/3 beasts equal to the number of verse counters on it. Our second card is a legendary red creature named Ruckar Mar. Ruckar Mar. Does this legendary creature create elementals, goblins, or spirits?
I'm pretty sure it's elemental.
Yes, it does create elementals. Nice job. That was a tough one. That was a tough
I
one.
actually have this card in the deck that I was telling you about, like the Giant Ballard deck, right?
That's pretty awesome. So far, I've done really well at picking cards that people seem to use in their decks that seem obscure. But Ruckar Mar is a 2/2 legendary creature, human shaman. It has haste, and then you can tap a red and it to put a 3/1 red elemental creature token with haste into play. And our last question of the evening is Invading Manticore, which is a red creature. Does Invading Manticore create a goblin, a spirit, or a zombie?
Ooh, all right. Well, see, if it's a red creature, you would think goblin. Zombie seems kind of out there. I think spirit. I think I'm gonna go with spirit.
It was, in fact, zombie.
Wow.
Yes,
That's so interesting.
it was from War of the Spark, and it had the Amass ability.
Okay.
Yes, when it enters the battlefield, invading zombie amasses 2, creates a zombie army. You did great, though. All right, but you did amazing. Some of those were very hard, and some of them were hard, and you got them perfectly. So I am highly impressed. I would be scared to go on my own show. Well, thank you once again for coming, and if people want to find you on the interwebs, your podcast, how can they go about doing so?
You can find us at Commander Social on Twitter, and individually, I'm at Green Geek. And that's pretty much it. I don't do a lot of the other socials. I don't have like an Insta or anything like that. I pretty much only do it to promote the show. But yeah,
that's fine. That is fine. Well, thank you to you again. Thank you to all of you listeners. Feel free to leave a comment. Let us know how well you did. Do you have any comments that you would like to tell me? Go ahead, like, subscribe, share. Really helps me out. Once again, I am Mama Magic Fantastic, and this has been the Mindcrank. And as always, remember, be happy, be true, be you. Thank you.